child, are you listening? What we got here is that reckoning, and if it feels good, we'll do it again. See your way clear, that reckoning.
Hi guys, welcome to Bronics Reviews Halloween Special 2015.
We're back again with another set of reviews. No found footage this time. We did that all last year.
No foul asses either, we did that last year as well.
Yeah, let's try and avoid that this year.
Yeah, so if you watched last year's reviews, you'll know what we're talking about. But anyway, last year what we did, we talked about found footage. We did 5 days leading up to Halloween and a different video each night. So this year we kind of debated what can we do. I think we were talking about John Carpenter films at one point.
Yeah, there's quite a few horror franchises, but then again, it's probably not going to be the last Halloween special we do. So
Yeah, you'll see. But then it kind of occurred to me there's the Ash versus the Evil Dead coming out on the 31st, which we won't get to see in the UK, sadly. But we thought, well, we'll keep with the theme of that week leading up to Halloween. Why don't we review all of the Evil Dead films one day at a time leading up?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing here. So
then again, you know, we never know. Some like strange unnamed person may slip the Ash versus the Evil Dead under the door. You know, we won't know where it's come from.
Yeah.
We won't be able to say anything.
exactly, we never
We certainly haven't downloaded it. My God, because that would just be criminal.
No, we want to wait in 2 years to watch it on TV and watch the adverts. That's how it's going to work.
Yeah, when it's cut down to buggery as well, probably.
Exactly. So anyway, kind of rein it in a little bit. The Evil Dead films, there's 3 films, and then there's the remake, and then we'll probably do another video to talk about comics, games, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So-
various tie-ins to the Evil Dead.
Exactly. So for this one, we're going to talk about the first Evil Dead film. Now, I've kind of talked about this myself, so I'll probably let you kind of have the floor with a bit of it. I did one of the first videos I did actually. I talked just about the whole thing, but it wasn't a great video. So
Yeah, it was a special edition, isn't it?
yeah, this is the thing. In fact, we'll show it up close. We've got this probably the best set DVD set that I've even get. Well, I say set, it's just the first film on its own, and you get it in this kind of case. Let's kind of do a bit of a 360. You don't get that with it. Actually, that's something I slipped in there, and you can see the kind of packaging. You take this cardboard bit off, and then it just kind of slides out here as well. It's kind of kept in there as well. So that's the actual book itself. What's this here? I don't know. Oh, it's in here. There we go. And
Because it is reputedly bound with human flesh and inked in blood.
exactly. So a bit like some of Topher's jazz mags, but it's not blood. It's
No,
yeah.
don't go there.
So the actual book is pretty much a replica of what you see in the film. Some of the pages, anyway, and a lot of it isn't, because in the film you didn't get that and a copy of the film. That would be a bit weird if you did.
Oh, that would be very
ahead of its
breaking the fourth
time.
wall.
It'd be a bit ahead of its time with DVDs as well. I don't think it existed back then. But
No, it was 1981, 82.
I think it was 80. Actually. I think the second one was 84.
It's very early 1980s, I know that much.
Yeah, you can tell from the haircuts. But and then you've got the kind of credits there for the actual thing itself, and then you get the DVD, which is pretty much the standard version that you always got on DVD. As I say, in here I did actually keep the original, the original one that I had anyway, video tape case, because it was a much sought after thing back in the 90s.
Yeah, it comes with a quote from Stephen King.
Yeah.
Selling the movie pretty much. He was a big fan apparently.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that anyway, because the actual film itself had a bit of a rough time. Do you want to kind of go into that?
Yeah, well, it was branded a video nasty for quite a while. Especially in the UK, you actually had quite a bit of trouble getting it at one point.
Yeah, I mean this was before our time. This was early 80s. We're 34 now, so we were born in 81, so it was before our time. But
I mean, I think this was coming out about the time we'd have been born, so
yeah,
suffice to say, we didn't see it when it came out. We're not that old.
Well, there's a documentary on this, and they kind of make the point that this was the tapes market was a bit of a kind of it hadn't fully taken off. So your big blockbusters like Star Wars and so on hadn't really kind of. I don't think they'd even been released on tape at that point in the UK.
Yeah, from what they were saying, it was more porn and video nasties were all you were really getting on videotape. This is one of the first kind of mainstream-ish films that did really big on video. It actually made more in video sales than rentals than it did in the box office pretty much.
Wasn't it released simultaneously on videotape and cinematically as well, which was fairly still a rare thing. I can't think of that many examples.
Mm.
The only thing that even springs to mind in recent times is the Doctor Who thing. They showed it at the cinema and aired it on TV the same night.
Mm.
But that was obviously for fans. That wasn't like
Yeah.
a general marketing
I
thing.
mean, even as a fan, I wasn't going to go see it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I am a sufficiently big Doctor Who nerd that I have actually got my own sonic screwdriver. So.
yeah, we've done a review of that, I think, as well.
And a TARDIS now as well.
Oh yeah. So anyway, it was something that got a bit of a hard time when it was released on tape, and especially in the UK, we've had this whole thing with video nasties. And this, to be fair, I mean, a lot of those that were on the video nasty list were like the kind of shit films as well, like I Spit on Your Grave, and just that kind
Cannibal
of
Holocaust.
yeah, violence.
Other ones that
porn.
were really kind of out there.
This was satirical.
Yeah, the first thing, when you watch this, it is gory in a few bits, and there are a few bits that are like, oh, and there's a lot of other bits that are just itchy and scratchy style, kind of gore and blood, and
Well, it's the Three
it's
Stooges.
completely over the top.
It's Sam Raimi's Three Stooges thing, you know, and it was just done with a violent kind of theme to it. And a lot of people took it as literal, like people that like listen to like Eminem and think that he's talking about raping lesbians and stuff, and that's what he wants to do. And a lot of people saw this and took it at face value and didn't kind of. I tell you, it's like RoboCop, you know, a bit with Ed 209 where it blasts
Yeah.
the hell out of that guy for like ages and ages. It keeps going and going and going. And then somebody shouts, somebody call a goddamn paramedic. That's like a joke. If you cut that out, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't get this. So I think that's kind of what I'm sorry I'm ranting now. So
Yeah, I kind of equated myself to things like when Mortal Kombat first came out, the video game. Like, people were like, holy shit, it's so
Yes.
graphic, it's so violent, there's blood everywhere. You play it now, it's like, this is the most stupid kind of... You just punch somebody with this huge gourd of, like, ketchup, like, blood comes spurting out. It's absolutely ridiculous when you look at it now. Evil Dead's got a little bit of that the same way, where it's just, like, weird coloured blood spewing out of every orifice all over the damn place.
and there's that. I think some people imitated it, like Toph, or like the white blood.
No,
Yeah, that
no.
smells, yeah. But there isn't.
Although actually, when you talk about imitation, that is something that was still like a horror movie term. As recently, stuff like The Green Mile was the heinous horror hag, which is kind of what he had from, you know, Evil Dead 2 and stuff, where you got like the really made up like old woman in the cellar.
Oh yeah.
That was apparently a horror term, the heinous horror hag.
Oh, right.
It's like, right, this is what I want. I want a heinous horror hag. So like, right, so tons of makeup, just like in Evil Dead. Then.
What that?
Yeah.
That this is where it came from, or?
Yeah, apparently, according
Oh,
to a like documentary I saw once.
Oh, that's
It
great.
was actually like a filmmaking term for a little while
Oh,
in
is
like
it?
horror films.
Yeah, that's fascinating. But it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's quite an important film in terms of horror, but it's certainly one that people go back to. I mean, I think that we're going to get into the second one in tomorrow's show, but I prefer the second one. But this really was something that kind of established that, I guess.
I mean, it was the popularity of the first one that got the second one made, and to be fair, it is the second one that kind of really kind of got everybody into the Evil Dead, because a lot of people wouldn't have seen the first one, just saw the second one. And I will say, if you were getting into like the Evil Dead, you can skip the first one pretty much. I mean, it's a perfectly acceptable film. It's quite good for what it is. It's got a very kind of low budget feel to it, and you know, it's quite enjoyable to watch. But like I said, it's not essential. Evil Dead 2 pretty much recaps the entirety of the Evil Dead film in the first 7 minutes, where they basically remake it. Just they cut out some of the extraneous characters and just have it be about Ash. And then it gets straight into the second film. So, like I say, you don't really need to see this film to understand the second one.
Yeah, I mean, don't get us wrong, it's a much loved film, and I love this film as well. I got a lot of fond memories of it.
Yeah, I'm not
but-
saying definitely skip it, but if you wanted to, you could just start at 2.
I mean, maybe some people might not even like this film because it is a bit boring in parts. There's just a lot of like running around and stuff. But if you like that, you like it. But some people might not. So if you don't really judge the other two.
I mean, certainly when the kind of iconic image of Ash running around with a chainsaw for a hand, that's from Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Evil Dead is a bit more of a traditional horror film. It's basically 5 kids go to this cabin out in the middle of the woods. There's Ash, his girlfriend, his sister.
Well,
Not-
two
it's not
separate
saying-
people.
2 separate people. This isn't Greatwood. His friend Scotty, I think it is, and his
Star Trek.
girlfriend. I think he made a Star Trek joke at one point where he's like, Scotty, where are you? Scotty's girlfriend basically go to this cabin, and there they find the translation of the Book of the Dead on tape. This like professor had gone there to translate it. And unfortunately, just playing the recording is enough to bring all this stuff back and unleash the like nightmares of the book again. Presumably, the professor managed to lock it away to some degree, although the first film doesn't go into a great amount of detail on what happened with the professor. It's more the second film that has things about the professor in it.
And his wife as well.
Yeah, the professor, his wife, their daughter, how they found the book, things like that.
Now, interestingly, I never even picked up on this before. I've always just thought he's Evil Dead, it's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, but it wasn't called that.
Yeah, in the first film, it is the Naturum Demonto.
Yeah.
It's in the second and third films where they changed it to the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
That's something.
I mean, the translation of the Naturum Demonto is literally the Book of the Dead, but it was changed to Necronomicon Ex Mortis, the Book of the Dead.
Well done pronouncing that as well, because this guy's really bad at pronouncing stuff.
Yeah, I
usually so.
probably mangled it anyway.
No, you got it right, actually, as far as I know. Yeah.
Also, an interesting fact, in the remake, it's back to being referred to as its original name, not the Necronomicon.
I've only seen that one. When we were talking about the remake, we were talking about was it 2012 that it came
Yeah.
out? Yeah, this...
Again, I've only seen. I think we both saw that the first time together.
Yeah.
Actually.
Have you watched it since?
No.
Right, well, we're going to watch these anyway,
Yeah.
obviously, and then each day we're going to review them. So, but yeah, that's quite interesting, that. Now, it was obviously directed by Sam Raimi, so it's got a lot of this kind of
Yeah, he
telltale...
was very young when he did this.
22, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, because that was again something they bring up in the reviews, just like how young he is when he's doing this.
I think he said as well, because he went back, obviously the second one is pretty much a remake of this in a lot of ways, and I know he said he felt he was quite immature with some stuff. He did like the rape scene with the tree. He said he felt that was a bit kind of immature, not like it was offensive, it was immature, but he just felt, he felt immature. He kind of does it, feels a bit kind of slapstick, and it's, yeah. But I mean, there's a similar bit like in the third one. Well, in the third one, like the bit where Bad Ash like rapes that woman, and it's kind of played down theatrically, but it's essentially the same premise, isn't it? But yeah, it's just the kind of how it's handled, isn't it? But yeah, like I say, it was very young, and he's obviously gone on to do a lot of like really great films. In fact, I was watching Darkman recently. I haven't watched that for a long time, and that's got a lot of those kind of Three Stooges kind of action to it, and the kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, there's also a thing that got Bruce Campbell kind of well known.
Yeah.
Mainly, he's pretty much well known for being like a B-movie horror actor. He does quite a good job as kind of like a everyman who gets into like a bad situation and then makes like really bad one-liners. And I think it's kind of a bit of a... You can kind of put yourself in his place, like, you know, oh, if I was in that situation, I'd want to be that cool, you know.
Yeah, because he's always been a bit of a cult hero, hasn't
Yeah.
he? I know, like when we were like younger and stuff, it was always if something had Bruce Campbell in, that was awesome. Remember that time it was announced he was going to be in the X-Files? Like, fucking yes. That was a good episode, that as well. But that's Bruce Campbell. He's got a big fan following. I'm sure if you watch it, you're aware of that.
Talking about time material, I'm told his autobiography is really good. I think it's called something like If Chins Could Kill.
Yeah.
And I think there's another one he's done as well, which are both really entertaining, apparently really funny.
Yeah.
One last thing, the actual Necronomicon is actually taken from something else. It's actually based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Just kind of like back in the 1920s, he was a big horror author. Now, the Necronomicon does not exist, despite what anybody may tell you. H.P. Lovecraft said, completely made it up, it's all my own work, nobody, you know, I'm not basing it on anything. But it was one of the big kind of mystical books in his like writings. And it's been kind of shown up in quite a few other places, but I think it was like Evil Dead in some ways that kind of brought it a bit more mainstream.
That's why I know it from. So.
Yeah. So I say I do vaguely know of like the works of H.P. Lovecraft. I know he has got a huge following, but I think it was Evil Dead that really did bring the Necronomicon into the mainstream. You can actually get versions of the Necronomicon, but they're all published like really recently, like, so don't even bother. Bizarrely, and this is something you might have something to chime in on, This actual kind of like version, there's not really much in the way of props or like. I mean, you can get like all kinds of stuff like a Dr. Sonic screwdriver or a Terminator skull. Getting a hold of something designed around this book is actually really hard. Because isn't the guy who originally made the prop like owns the rights to it? And he's very.
That rings a bell. Yeah, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we'll maybe talk about the next one. But yeah, right. Remember that. Talk about
in the next one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I seem to remember that was kind of a thing that it was actually quite hard to get the rights to make.
Because I think they made because obviously in the second film you see the same book, but it does look a little different, a couple of subtle differences. And I seem to remember there was a version, I don't know if it was just in America, but you can get the version of the second film that's similar to this, and it's in the book. In fact, we'll look that up as well.
Yeah.
There's one thing I can say for sure about this. If you're going to buy it, be really careful. Not about reading the stuff out because demons might come, but be really careful because it stinks. And when you touch it, it smells like this rubber, and just smell it. Vile. It smells like a vampire wiped his ass with it. Blade reference there, if you didn't get that. But yeah, so I've just remembered it's always been the case. I think I bought this in around about 2003. I seem to remember it was the day we went to see The Matrix Reloaded. Terrible film, but I remember that's how old this has been out. It's been out since before. In fact, I think I got this second hand in Game in Bradford, I seem to remember.
Yeah, you're a bit envious there because that is like a pretty cool like DVD cover.
You can still get it, I think, off Amazon, can't you? I'm pretty sure.
I probably should look into it sometime.
I think Lucy, and I'm sure Paul Cage is watching this.
Hey.
I think he's got this as well because I seem to remember this conversation with them. So you can get it. It's not mega rare as far as I'm aware. Anyway, I think the second one is, but like I said, we'll check that. We're going to review the second film in the next video, so we're going to get into the specifics of that then. So that'll be up tomorrow if you're watching this the day it comes out. But yeah, it's not one of my favourite films, but it's one of my favourite collector's items in terms of DVD covers. It's just such a nice. It wasn't expensive when I bought it. I think it was like a tenner or something. So yeah, really kind of pleased with that. But I remember this film, kind of not even talking about the film itself, but my early memories of this. Like I was saying before, we're 34, so we grew up in we in our teenage years, it was in the 90s, and at that point, this thing. It had been banned, I guess, in some sense at one point, but at this time it had been kind of declassified. It was still fairly hard to get hold of, getting tapes, and there was no Amazon as such. If you're lucky enough to find it secondhand, that's how you got it. This was 1994.
Yeah, because I know I saw Evil Dead 2 quite a few times before I ever saw the original. So like I say, it's why I say you can just skip the original. You don't really miss out on anything because...
You started with the second one.
Yeah, the second one, the first 7 minutes are a reboot stroke retelling of the first film. They just sum up everything that happened, and at 7 minutes in, you have the demonic force rushing to possess Ash, which is pretty much how the first film ends. So they kind of remade it for the second film just really quickly.
Yeah, because I was quite lucky to have seen it, because when I was... it was a friend's 13th birthday party. He was the same age as me, and we had this, and we had like a manga film, Urotsuki Doji. Well, like anime sort of manga style. Yeah, really bad. Cartoon fannies, tentacle porn, all that stuff.
I think even by like the extent of like hentai, it was like really bad.
Yeah, and I was kind of exposed to like Evil Dead and this shit in one night. It was like a coming of age ritual or something, and I remember that's where I saw it, and ever since then that's what I mean, fond memories of this film, because it was something so kind of, we all have experiences like that when we're kids, and with all those films that kind of remind us of stuff, even though they may not be all that great themselves. So somebody new to this might not appreciate it, but if it's something that you grew up with, it's it's always there.
So if you're going with the right mindset, like kind of bear in mind that it is a bit gory, but at the same time the effects are a bit cheesy, and the general thing is like, look, if you can hit a ghoul over the head once, you can hit them about 15 times in like great detail.
Even if it's a female ghoul. But
even then, it's like he's wailing on her with this huge bit of wood, and she's not even like kind of reacting to it. It's just like, and keep hitting me.
Yeah, exactly. It's satirical. It's not meant to be taken as like violence porn as such. I mean, you can say it is, but it's not. That's not what's intended when they made it, I don't think. So it's kind of an old argument anyway, because by today's standards, it's a null issue.
Yeah, I think from what they were saying, it was kind of put on the Videos Nasty's list and it actually took them a while to fight it, so it was on there for a while, but they pretty much won the court case. They're just like, the judge was like, yeah, they've not, it's not like a video nasty, like, dismissed kind of thing.
There's some things where, like, it seems ridiculous how when you read the list of films that are on there, like I Spit on Your Grave, and all these like heavy, like hard-hitting, like really graphic films, and then you see Evil Dead, it's kind of stupid. It's like, it's like having a list of like really offensive, like, I mean, like really offensive, like hateful.
Yeah, like this is like 90% rape scene and then like 10% action, like revenge.
Well, they're like having like loads of videos of, I don't know, like rape porn or something, and like fake videos of like babies being put in blenders and stuff, and then having like Dumb and Dumber on the list. You laugh it off. It's like, the hell, that doesn't belong on there. And it's the same with this. It didn't quite fit with all the rest of it. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling on again still. So.
Like I say, it was just that period where they got really kind of like paranoid about stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I think didn't they try and block Rambo for a while, or it was
Rambo?
blocked,
Yeah, that was another one. It was the classification of the third one, because there'd been an incident in Britain with a shooting, and he said he'd been inspired by Rambo.
Yeah, because I think the idiot went running around with like a red
bandana.
Yeah,
yeah. So.
I vaguely remember that on the news. Actually, now you mention it.
Yeah, it was
when you talk about
80s.
childhood memories, I can vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it was a big thing. It was in the late 80s, and it was banning tapes, and then in the 90s with the Jamie Bulger thing, and Child's Play 3 had apparently been watched by these kids. And
I mean, it was just pure evil, was that? Why the hell couldn't you blame the Spice Girls, for God's sake?
Well, yeah, it was like before then, to be honest, but, you know, well, I don't know. You can,
I'm just trying to think of anything, like, vile in the 90s we could have had back.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So. But no,
the first thing that came to mind, sorry.
There's plenty of other examples where like films have been blamed for it, and tapes have been banned as a result or whatever. But
Like I say, watching this now, you'll be like, "What? This was banned? What the hell?"
It's laughable. That's what I mean. If you had like something like Dumb and Dumber on a list with like loads of like actual like offensive comedy kind of stuff.
Like I say, there's some genuine like bits that are like ooh or ee, but a lot of it's just very much like, God, seriously.
But that's Evil Dead 1 anyway, unless you've got anything else really to add.
No, I think that's...
We're going to continue this tomorrow. Like I say, it's our Halloween, traditional like thing for Halloween, and there was a whoopee cushion I tried to get you with before, but...
damn it.
Yeah, I know, that was an epic fail, so that's part of something, that the gag that went wrong. Forget it. If you wonder what I was playing that out for, I'm pretty sad.
Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with Evil Dead 2.
Yep, Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn. So, Dead by Dawn, Dead by
by
Dawn.
Dawn.
Right.
Groovy.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just so you know, for more news, reviews and retrospectives, you can like our page on Facebook, simply called Brand X Reviews. But as well as that, you can also subscribe to us on YouTube via this video. You can also bookmark our website, which is brandxreviews.com, which is pretty much a central hub for everything that I've just mentioned. So check that out, and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.